Whew. Okay, it's hot outside, hot and windy, so I'm glad I'm here in Jeff's online speech class. Welcome to week number one. I'll try to keep these videos super short. They are always optional. If you can read all the announcements and all the instructions, everything I write out there, you're probably good without these videos. But I know a lot of us, myself included, we don't mind a short video here and there, kind of explaining what's going on. Okay, so for this first week, I'll explain more than I need because it's our first week. After this, hopefully the videos will get shorter. So week number one, we're talking about the principles and processes of communication. What we're really looking at here is one of the learning objectives. So I scroll down to the learning objective. And for this first week, it's describe the principles and processes of human communication. As I wrote earlier, all of you have been communicating your whole life, so you really do know what's going on here. So let me show some of the three assignments to you. Okay, this first assignment, so every week there'll be a Flipgrid video, except for the speeches. So Flipgrid number one, it asks you to basically introduce yourself. So you have 1 to 2 minutes total, so don't make it too long. And then describe one principle of human communication that you have personally observed in your life, okay? So you can think of anything, right? What's a principle? What's like a rule or a norm? Could be anything you want. You don't need to read the book if you don't want to with these Flipgrid videos for the first ones. But if you need some ideas, take a peek in the book, okay? While you're here at Flipgrid, you can see this here, the join with Google. Make sure you do that. You'll click in there. You'll see mine pop up here. I'm going to join with my hawaii.edu account, and then once I do, it should be all good to go. Okay, so make sure you do that when you're in here. The prompts are in there. Record your video. You can play with the filters or anything you want in the Flipgrid videos. For the second assignment, every week there's a quiz, and it's based on the chapter. This is based off of chapter 1, so if you click on that link there, it'll take you to the list of quizzes. Make sure you take those by the due date as many times as you want. You have a digital textbook for the course. I think it's a $20-something rental. If you click on these links, you'll get you here. Let me see here. To My Course Home. And once you click on that Read Now, you should all have this already. It'll show your CRN up there, 60401. It'll pop up and kind of look like this. So we're in the book here now, right now. So that's how you're going to get into your textbook. Let me explain the writing assignment. Every week, except for the speeches, you'll do an outline. But for 6 weeks, you'll do a writing assignment, which are pretty straightforward. You go to the discussion forum link there and make sure you start a new topic. Don't reply to mine. We won't see it. So give it a catchy title. That's part of communication, right? Get people's attention and be unique. Be you. So even though we're writing about chapter 1, don't put Jeff's chapter 1 post there. Give it a good title. If you look over here, there's 3 key concepts, and these terms vary. There's a handful of these every week. You're going to want to use one of these concepts, okay, and 2 of these terms. You can do anything from talking about each one of the 3. Here's an example. Give your own personal example. Do not cut and paste anything from the book nor the internet. Or you can try to be creative and stitch them all together into one. So as well as the discussion forum post at the bottom of your post, and you'll see this in the forum as well, make sure you do the speech brainstorm. And it's really easy. You don't need to write a bunch here, actually. A few words or a few phrases will do. So for this first week, make sure you think of an informative speech. Think of at least 2 topics, okay? 2 things you want to teach us about, something relevant and adapted to us. And then think down the road for your invitational speech, which is due in week 7. And that's, again, trying to invite us to really think about something maybe challenging, a different perspective, or something we don't talk about. So to explore an issue, right, or to articulate a position. If you need a heads up on that, go to chapter 15 and look at it. It's kind of new, but it's very interesting. Okay, I got back into the book. Give you just a really quick sample for the Flipgrid video this week. You might see my cat playing with my hat here. It asks you to talk about a principle of communication. So here's 3 really easy ones, and this is toward the end of the book. These are principles, right? And a lot of the other things you'll see in here, the subtitles, are also principles, like communication is learned, it's from culture, gender matters. So anything else in the chapter or your own idea of what a principle is, right, is okay to talk about in the Flipgrid. Even if it's wrong, it's okay, it'll be right. But here's a couple. Communication is all around us. Communication is irreversible, and communication is always evolving. I'll pick that last one because we can't see it. But communication is always evolving. Think about college. Think about online education. How much it's changed since COVID started. Back in the day, 20 years ago, when you talked about an online course, it was a correspondence course, and for speech, what stories I've heard and read is people used to send VHS tapes back and forth to the professor. So look how different it is now. We have Zoom, we have Flipgrid, we have all these technologies which allow us to talk to each other, even though it's asynchronous. Maybe there's some pros and cons to that, right? One more I think is fun too is communication is irreversible. If you think back to the first video when you watched me, Was there anything about me that was I can't take back, right? I had a helmet on. Oh, now I have a different impression of this person. That first impression, that halo effect they talk about, hard to change. So have fun with this chapter. Have fun with the reading. That actually is very interesting. Okay, finally, once you've submitted all 3 assignments, so the Flipgrid video, the quiz that lets me know automatically, and once you've written your discussion forum post, make sure you do that. All you got to do is cut and paste a sentence into that you've done it, and I'll know to grade it. So once you've done that, you can move on to the next unit. If you want to move ahead, go ahead. Hopefully the work is balanced for you. Just to get an idea, and again, this video is kind of long because the first week. If you look down here, the 2 things you could really work ahead on would be the 2 speeches, so the informative speech and the invitational speech. If you click on these links, you should all be invited. Let me know if you can't get in. I shared those documents with your UH email. It'll kind of walk you through how to develop these speeches. It's very similar to the speech brainstorms you're doing in the discussion forum post, but they'll give you a little better idea and a little more detail if you need help and maybe you have anxiety about doing a speech, but you shouldn't. It's super fun. It's super easy, okay? Last thing, if you need help with the course at all, we do have Zoom campfire sessions. We just hang out. There's no plan. I might cover 1 or 2 things for 5 minutes, and then it's a chance for you to come and talk, ask questions, get to know each other, or if you want to present one of your videos, your Flipgrid videos, or a speech, you can do that in our Zoom sessions as well. Okay, great job getting through week number 1. I hope this video is not too long. I'll try to keep it short in the future. Please email me at jbho@hawaii.edu if you have any questions at all. Okay, let's have some fun. And remember, just be you.